I'm Ian Heinisch, and you guys are watching Nasty Knuckles.
You're listening to Nasty Knuckles, the Hockey Outlaws podcast, with your hosts, Derek Nasty Settlemyre and former Philadelphia Flyer enforcer Riley Cote, as they go behind the scenes with your favorite NHL players. Time to face off.
All right, welcome back. What's happening, Nasty?
Well, what's up, Rigorelia? What are you doing?
Getting ready for bed.
Jeez.
About that time.
I know. Actually, we have a men's league game tonight.
Oh, there's no chance of making that. You going?
Yeah, I'm going, dude. I'm a team player,
Dude,
man. You
10
sign up. You sign up. You get drafted by the team. You show up.
Wow.
You're-
Send the chopper. It's like an hour for me.
Nope. Dock and pay. I'm gonna take your pay tonight.
Well, you better perform.
Oh God.
I'm gonna check the live barn.
I have.
I'm checking live barn. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow you might.
Oh yeah. Tomorrow. I'm not watching it live. No way. No chance.
Well, at least showed up last week. We had a good time. We had a fun time. You and JD and Zingo just fucking touching a puck around. I don't think it hit any of us unless you were trying to bank it off of us. No,
Trying to sneak you a couple crumbs there, Nasty.
Yeah, you tried. It was fun. It was a good time skating, and I'm glad you were able to come play too. We had a good time. Those guys are good sports and played hard.
Yeah, they did.
They played hard.
Yeah, it was fun. It was nice to get back out there.
Heads just loves playing that puck on, but he can play the puck for a goal.
Can, yeah.
Man, he could shoot. I'll bet you he could. He could really shoot a puck anyway when he plays out. But he loves playing that puck. We never have icing because he'll come out and get it, which helps keep the game flowing.
No doubt. How about that foot race he got him with that the big dog there? Like, it was like halfway past the hash marks, just sprinted up there and fired the puck up. Remember, it's almost a big collision.
Yeah, I do.
Price to pay, men's league.
Man, that would have been ugly if there would have been a collision. I'm telling you.
Keep the goals against down. He was like, just take the breakaway from the big man. I would like to see it.
Oh, gosh. He could shoot the puck, big fella.
He could actually skate, man.
He could skate, too.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I
mean, the quickness wasn't quite there, but I mean, he can get moving.
Yeah. I know. Just it was fun last week. We do have a game tonight. I hate these late games. God, it's just so late. No one.
I'll get the recap in the morning.
Yeah, you will. Short though, play short players, and it's just oh God.
I know.
But at least Zingo's coming. He's not bailing on us like you. So.
Well, he lives closer, dude. It's easy for him.
I'm just fucking.
I know.
I'm kidding around.
All good.
Yeah, just got back from a big game against the Little Flyers yesterday. Came out with a win. Wyatt Bouchard, his former team was Little Flyers, so it was nice for him to get the dub. And then we drove up to Danbury, Connecticut today. And good buddy came over to see us. I sent you the picture, Riggs. Our good friend AJ Galante stopped over from his boxing place is just like two minutes away. So I sent him a message, said, hey, we're here. And he came over, watched the third period, watched Elvis play, and we came away with a 3-1 win. So it was a good weekend for PHC 2014s.
There you go. Did you play over at the rink where the pro team plays?
Yeah, everybody was excited. A lot of the parents.
That's cool.
Yeah, J.R. Weed and his wife Angela. They watched the whole documentary again last night. And they were so pumped to see it, and I'm like, well. Let me call AJ. They're like, no way. I'm like, yeah, he'll come over. I said if he's in town, he probably would, and he did. So it was cool. Got to talk to him for a good, close to an hour. So
super cool.
Talking about his boxing place and he's running the team there in Danbury.
Yeah, what's his role? He's a GM or assistant GM?
I think he's a GM president.
President.
He's putting the team together. So he was kind of telling me all about that because it's interesting because they're probably the lowest pro league, the federal league. But he said, man, it's like, he goes, I feel like I'm in the NHL as far as paperwork goes. We have to have paperwork in every Monday by 9 a.m. He goes, I was like 5 minutes late last week and I get an email immediately going, next time it's a fine. He's like, really? Like, but yeah, no, he's enjoying it. And obviously with his boxing, he said he'll hit us up when he's in town because he comes to
cool.
Philly a lot for boxing, obviously. So
Yeah.
really, really nice guy, man. I really like AJ. He's
Yeah,
awesome,
he's
man.
cool. You mean he wasn't filing paperwork back? He wasn't filing paperwork back in the day?
Well,
The old
I don't
trashers?
know. You know what? We were actually talking about that. If anyone's seen the documentary, if you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. It's
Oh, yeah.
amazing. But it was funny. We were kind of talking about that. Like, you remember at the beginning of the show how much what's the word I'm looking for, Riggs, the guy that runs the league. Oh, sorry.
Oh, the commissioner.
At the beginning of the show, he's talking about the commissioner and they're interviewing, and he's like, "This isn't gonna fly." Well, by the end of it, he's like, the crowd saluting him, and he's all in. I'm like, what went in his back pocket? That's what
Yeah.
I want to know. Why,
Yeah, it
we were,
wasn't legal documents. It might have been some
yeah,
green paper.
we
I don't know,
were.
just guessing.
Well, we can ask our buddy Rupper because he got a duffel
Yeah.
bag full of
That's
cash.
right, he did. That's right,
What
he
did they
did.
offer me? A duffel
I
bag
thought
full of cash. Okay, I'll play on the weekend. No
oh,
problem.
yeah, why wouldn't you? It's the way to
But
get paid.
anyway, sorry, it was a good weekend with PHC 2014s. Had a great time. Since we were together last week, Riggs, Flyers lost at home to Edmonton. Sorry, excuse me, lost at home to Edmonton 2-1 in OT. Vladar played a hell of a game, kept
He
them in
did.
the game.
I was there for the first
Yeah,
couple periods there,
yeah,
and there was nothing going on. It was a slow game.
yeah.
The Flyers
It
in
was.
general. I don't know how they hung in there, but you said it. Vladar was the reason they hung in there.
Yeah, he was, and it's too bad because they looks like you win the game before the game,
Yeah, I know.
right before the end. TK scores and Tip just got offsides there, and the one thing I did, like, it sucks to lose, like to not get it. But you're hoping you win it in overtime or the shootout because they're money in shootouts now. Like
Yes, they
it wasn't
are.
that way before, but I loved when they showed the bench and TK, like Pat and Tip, going, "Don't worry about it, man. Like, let's go." Like, I thought that was good, but it sucks. They end
Yep.
up losing the game. Still got a point. It's important, but
I think they were lucky to get the point, honestly.
I
So they should be grateful for that thing.
I agree.
Two would have been stretching it for that effort, but I mean, just couldn't
Yeah,
get anything going. But
no, I know it's the truth, and so they head out for it's tough bait. I think it was their first back to back, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But they obviously won the game against the Blues in a shootout. The Tippett Zegras Dvorak line was just buzzing. I mean,
yeah,
what a night! I think between them they had 10 points. I know Tippy had 4, Zegras had 3, and Dvorak had 3 as well, and they were just all over the place. And then Zegras, I mean, you kidding me in the shootouts? Like we talked about it yesterday a little bit. He comes in, he gets the penalty shot. Bennington was cheating. He put the paddle down. He got him. And then in my head, when they're going in the shootout, I'm like, he's gonna do one of those moves where he makes a couple moves and then he flips it right up over the shoulder, because I would think every goalie's going to try to cover their 5-hole right now
right.
against him. And what's he do? Baller, throw it up there. Just
Yeah.
absolute dirty goal. Like, goes backhand, just slides it in. My favorite part was like the face he made. He's like,
Yeah.
"Ooh," I'm like,
Yeah, he's
"Yeah,
got
I
the
think
cool
I
cool
might do
side,
that
yeah.
too. I might do that too."
It's
Um,
probably such like a mild, like, I can just think of his like internal voice. Like he's so
yeah,
mellow. Some guys would be like, rah, like screaming.
yeah.
He's just like,
Woo! He's probably thinking that was pretty sick, dude.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Exactly.
But it was a father's trip too. I have
Oh yeah, right. It
I
was.
wanted to mention that, and it's so much fun when I never got to take my dad on one of the father trips, but he had done that his whole life anyway. So it would have been cool. But it was cool to see the dads get to go on the trip. They see that win that night, and I just gotta applaud Garnet Hathaway's dad's hair.
Oh yeah. What a
You
beauty,
should
yeah.
have gone over. I love it, man. I was like, "Oh my god, this dude looks like the coolest dude ever."
Yeah.
I love it. But tough back to back going into Dallas, man. They're a
Yeah.
hot team.
Yeah, a
Robertson gets his,
bounce.
a hat trick, and they dropped that one 5-1. And you know, it's tough. You can't make excuses. Teams have to play back to back. It's just the way the league is. But that was a tough loss. But I don't want to say I was worried about that game, but I was kind of worried about that game going in there.
Yeah.
To play against Dallas. They have a really good team, man.
Yep. That's the way it goes. Yeah. Got to deal with the schedule. Just
for sure.
chalk it up as one of those games, move on, and learn from it. It's all you can really do in those situations. The Dallas is a good team. I mean, they're buzzing.
Yeah, they're really good. And the last 3 games, Robertson, he's got 6 goals, 3 assists. I mean, so he's just been burning it up. Maybe we'll get him when they come to Philly.
Yep, that's the plan.
Maybe we could catch them on a back-to-back. I'm not sure when we play Dallas, but anyway, Riggs, let's talk a little Flyers here. Although we just did, but you know what I mean. Michkov had a 3-game goal streak going.
He did.
What do you think changed there? A little more confidence.
Yeah.
His ice time hasn't really gone up. Baller was talking about that earlier. I think he's around 14 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of time before he starts, let's say, lighting the lamp. 3 games in a row, he maybe shooting a little bit more, just getting more involved. I was at the game. I think it was his 3rd game in a row there, the Edmonton game.
Yeah.
Rolling off the wall, just like doing what good shooters do is shoot. And, I think, he's obviously a passer too. So maybe, I don't know, maybe he's just trying to do too much, but, it just seems like he's taking a little bit longer to get going. And I'm not sure if he's doing really anything more besides just getting into better game shape or just getting more involved and just having a little, say, puck luck. But he seems to have a little bit more, I don't want to say the pep in his step. Like he seems to be a little bit more noticeable than he was earlier on. Not just because of the goals, but I think it just comes with getting more reps and playing more situations.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they want him playing 200 feet. It's going to take some time to get a guy that's, he's obviously dynamic offensively, but in this league, if you want to win, you do, look how long Ovi was. I mean, I'm not comparing Michkov to Ovi, but when he started finally buying in to the 200-foot game, they were a harder team to play against because you could play Ovi. He was blocking shots, for God's sakes, here. They won the cup. But it's just going to take time. He's a kid. We talked about it with Danny. We talked about it with Talk. But nice to see him scoring some goals. I really like the goal where he leaned in and kind of made some space for himself and snapped it home. That was a really nice goal. I liked seeing that. TK had a slow start. We had talked about that, but he had an 8-point game. 8-point streak going after, like I said, a slow start. But nice to see him kind of getting back in, to groove. But sometimes like Zegras is putting the points up, and he just was. I don't know if he was snake bit or wasn't shooting enough, but good to see TK back to form. Me and I didn't even think he was playing bad, to be honest. The people are all over him. The guy, like, listen, man, TK shows up every night.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
he
every
really does.
single night. He
does,
up.
And sometimes the points aren't there, but he's competing. He's bringing the energy. What has he got? Like, I think 15 points of the 18 games or whatever it is. Like he's second in the team in scoring. I know he had the 8-game point streak there, but like he's one of those guys. Even if he's not on the scoreboard, I can't think of too many games where you'd be like, I can't remember TK in the game at all.
Oh no,
because he's just the way he plays the brand of hockey. He's just is high energy. It's aggressive and it's pesty and
he's in your face.
He's in your face
every night.
So it's not, you need him going. Like the team needs that guy. You can't be just leaning on Zegras and whoever else is scoring at the time. Like you need the engine. Like TK is the engine in my opinion. Like he's like guys feed off his energy. So
they definitely do. One of the things I think we've talked about a couple times is Flyers getting more shots on net. I think averaging the 3rd least amount of shots per game. It's like 24.7. Some nights that'll work, and you might score 5 on those. And like it's just one of those nights. But like they got to get more pucks to the net, I think, to score more. Obviously, and the Blues game was great because they fell behind 2 1/3. They just got on their horses and started shooting the puck, and they end up winning that game. But they do need to find ways. They got to find ways to get pucks to the net, to score.
What's the answer there, Nast?
Well, I say give and goes.
Yeah.
That's what I used to say to Johnny Stevens. He's like, Nasty, what do we got to do? I'm like, give and goes, baby.
Give it goes.
I love that. But
D
no,
to D, not
yeah,
back
dude.
to
Yeah,
D.
exactly.
Let's move it up. Let's move the
Yeah,
puck up.
we got to get Sammy on and have him explain that whole thing.
Oh yeah, we don't go back to D.
Don't go back to D.
But it's a I mean, it's a tough league to score, as you know, and I just think that I don't know if they're like again. I go back to the Edmonton game because I was there and like watched it. They just didn't have the puck enough yet, to get even generate the chances. That game is probably maybe a little bit unique to some of these other ones where they had more possession. I mean, maybe it's just preaching a simpler brand. I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously Talk would have already thought of that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, maybe it's too much passing and too much prettiness. I'm not really sure what the answer is. Like, it's because it's not like they have like all these crazy odd man rushes and they're just not shooting the puck. Like they're not really, they're just not generating anything especially anything high grade, like in those areas. So it's, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. You just gotta simplify and just play greasier games and just get pucks through. I know easier said than done, but
yeah, no, I agree with you. And one more note I did want to say was the Flyers are second most PEMs in the NHL with 214. Now that's not always a good thing. Obviously, you want to stay out of the box, but D'Lo's had his knuckles on a few heads this year.
He's had a few.
He's had
I'm
a
not
few.
sure. I'm not sure that's 200 whatever.
No, it's not near that. But they are. Like they're sticking up for each other, and like I know it's not all of it. I know there's there's going to be penalties in games, but I thought it was interesting that they were second in the league. I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Broad Street Bullies, they're back.
Broad Street Bullies are back. They're going all out. No, I don't think we'll ever see that again. We know that.
You may have heard of HelloFresh. They're the #1 meal kit in America, making home cooking easier with chef-crafted recipes and fresh ingredients delivered straight to your door. But this fall, they're serving up even more love. This isn't the HelloFresh you remember.
That's right, Riggs. It's bigger. The
HelloFresh
HelloFresh menu has doubled. You have over 100 options each week if you want it, buddy. And I'm going to tell you what, get the steak and seafood recipes delivered every week for no extra cost, Riggs. And I know you like that. Now, with 3 times the seafood options, savor the season with hearty fall recipes like classic beef chili, one of my favorites, or the honey glazed pork tenderloin. I love that too. Woo! Who doesn't? You're right. Discover new seasonal produce each week.
Nast. They got leeks, broccolini, and Italian eggplant, and more.
I know they do, and Riggs, I use this, and you should too. The best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/NastyKnuckles10FM. Now get 10 free meals plus a free breakfast for life. I love Brekkie Poo. I'm not going to lie. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/NastyKnuckles10FM to get 10 free meals and free breakfast for life.
Boom. Let's get it.
Around the league, though, Shane Pinto, 4-year deal. Sounds like one of yours, $7.5 million a year. Not bad, kid.
Mine was 7.5K.
Please. But congratulations to him, man. That's awesome. Ghost just got back from injury in Carolina there. Has 12 points in 9 games. Excuse me, for the season. 5 points in 3 games since he came back, and he just seems to just get better. Like I know we've talked about him real early in the season, just the way he's playing. But I saw him make a pass the other night on a goal. He just, God, he sees the ice and just.
And he just snaps it.
Oh, he snaps it hard, man. You better have middies to put it on,
You do.
It's popping off your stick, but
there's no soft passes with him on the ice or shot passes, whatever he's doing. It's hard. He leans into that lower hand for sure.
It is, man. But it's good to see him back playing. Zadorov from Boston there hit our boy Lotz, so he's That sucks to see. I don't know if it's a concussion. I did speak with Lawtz the next day, just saying, "Hey, man, how you feeling?" He says, "I'm all right. Thanks for reaching out, but I'm not really sure what's going on." And to add to the list, which is not good for a struggling team, Matthews is out right now, and Stolars is hurt too. So it's Leafland. It's got to be a little cringe right now because you know how it is,
Oh yeah,
especially there.
Rocky.
They've had a tough go lately, and I
Yep.
think they had picked up 3 wins in a row, and then boy, it just dropped quick. Wall is back, I
He's
guess.
back.
Thank
Wonderwall?
goodness, because the Wonderwall, but he couldn't find a way to win last night. Yeah, with them in Chicago, but hopefully everybody gets healthy there, and the Leafs can start going because I pull for the Leafs on the other side. I mean, pull for the Flyers first, but obviously want to see Chiefs succeed. And our buddies there, Brad Marchand, dude. Like, I think we bring him up every week. The guy just got his 1,000th point. I mean, Riggs? What's going on, man? I mean, he's like he looks like he's 28 years old.
Oh yeah.
Again, I mean, if you watch the Panthers play, I watch him quite a bit, and he's just involved all night. He's not backing off of what he ever did. He's a pain in the ass, right? But he just scores. He does every little thing right. Like, he does all the little things a coach would want a player to do, but on top of it, scores.
Yeah, a wily old vet, just
And
like being patient. It's like you can't teach that. It's like it's a hard skill to learn. Being that patient, because everyone wants to jump and run and all go over the place, especially guys that play like him. But just wise player and in a great situation there, man.
It is. I mean, he's leading their team in points. He's got 12 goals, 9 assists for 21 points in the 17 games. I mean, it's God. I mean, everyone always hated. I understand why people, if he's not on your team, you hate him, right? Because he's a pain in the ass. He's just one of those guys. But I'll guarantee you, anyone would take him on their team. And I've just always liked him, even when he was playing against us. He just maybe some of the chirps you would hear him say,
Oh, yeah.
But gosh, man, he's just playing so well. He's fun to watch. He's fun to watch.
He is exciting.
He really is, man.
Yep. Brings it.
What else? We got Landeskog got his first regular season goal since March 5th, 2022.
It's hard to believe.
It's crazy that he's even back. I'm happy. He's a hell of a player, obviously. Yeah. And then we had a terrible incident in OHL. Kid just slashed
Marty McSorley.
Oh my goodness gracious! Like, what's he gonna get for that, Riggs?
Well, I would think that they kick him out of the league. No, I mean that's like I
haven't heard anything.
In this day and age, you have to. That's like straight up assault. That's not even close to a hockey play.
I mean,
what did McSorley get back in the day?
Baller. What did he get? I don't even know. But
yeah, this day and age, man.
I think Jesse, our friend Jesse Bolleries, did basically the same thing in junior, and that was in what 97, 98. He got kicked. I think he was suspended the rest of the year, if I'm not mistaken, in the junior league, and then he even had to sit out 30 games, maybe 40 games in the American League.
Oh wow.
So the American League gave him a suspension for it.
And then 25 in the NHL. Jeez. The old cross.
You were playing every night. You're like, sorry about your luck, road dog. I'm in every night now. Because you guys were going back and forth. It was him one night, you.
Yeah, a little aggressive with a stick, my God.
Yeah, he sure did. But it's funny you say some people like he's a great guy, right? Like he's such a good dude. Yeah. And people are like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm like, I know it sounds stupid to say, but he's actually a really good guy, man.
He just lost it. Just went a little squirrely. Happens.
Man, Riggs, what in the wait a minute? Now I'm looking at some of the stuff. This just reminded me. What is that bowling pin there? What are you, Kingpin?
Oh, this bad boy.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson.
No, this is actually painted from our good friend Franny Drummond.
Oh, we got something coming up with Franny soon.
Yeah, I know. He's super pumped. But way back in the day, remember we used to do those Hemp Heels music festivals in Philly, Festival
of course. Yeah.
This is one of the items that he painted the one year as a
Oh,
raffle item, and I bid and won it myself.
hey, you won it, or you
I won it
bid on
myself.
it?
I bet it.
You
Yeah,
won
I
it
bet it.
yourself?
Yeah, it was cool. I wanted to support it, and I wanted it to. It was probably one of the better prizes there. So,
Yeah, that's actually really
but
cool.
pretty neat.
Made me think of our friends over at GT Wholesale with their memorabilia.
Are they selling pens?
They are not selling pens, but they do have some hockey memorabilia. They've been around since the 90s, like I've said before. They're the East Coast distributor of Rydell Sports, bringing you the official NFL and college football helmets, which I told you, pucks. Yes, I do. They have that one.
Yeah.
Did you get that one on there?
Oh
Because
no,
if you got that on GT Wholesale, you better have used the coupon code NASTY for your 15% off, because that's what you get when you go to their website, gt-wholesale.com. Go there and put that in, and maybe you'll get that Riley Cote pop.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they ran out. They're out of stock, Nas. But I'm just
They
sure.
ran out.
Oh,
They were
They ran.
selling like
No, they were
hotcakes.
selling hotcakes, out of stock. So I didn't use the code, but I encourage anybody that's looking for
Oh man,
some
you got
current day player pucks and whatever else they
Yep.
got going on there.
They've
Some
got
helmets.
everything. Yeah, check out that site. It's awesome. I told you I've already got a couple Christmas presents from them, and it's the stuff's sick. And just go to the website. It's easy to go through and see everything that they have. Great people there.
Beauty, Nas. It's that time.
It is.
Ready to rock.
Should I put my shades on? I don't have a belt to hang. I should put
No, you should go start taping up your wrists though. Start just getting primed up.
I wouldn't last 3 seconds with this guy.
You don't think so?
He'd have me choked out.
Two?
You kidding me? Oh,
Well, it takes at least one to grab you, two to spin you. Yeah, you're probably done after two.
let me tell you something. It would take longer than 3 seconds because I would run. I don't know
Yeah,
how
right.
fast Ian is.
You're pretty
so
quick. You're nice
he's
and light.
he might not be as fast, but he probably is. Anyway, let's get this going, baby.
All right, ready to rock your Nast episode 216 with our good friend Ian Heinisch, former UFC fighter, president of BKFC Ice Wars. This episode is presented to you by Camden Apothecary. Welcome back. I'm Riley Cote.
And I'm Derek Settlemyre, and this week we are so excited to have this gentleman on with us, Riley. We've talked about him quite a bit. I mean, from drugs to prison fights to the UFC, it's an absolutely remarkable story. His life, from personal struggles to professional success. It's one of the most inspiring stories, illustrating how someone can rise from the most difficult circumstances and achieve their dreams through hard work and dedication. And I had a couple minutes to sit with this gentleman in Florida because it was just a crazy show going on, and he had so much going on, and I had to just sneak in there. Your life, I couldn't stop watching these little documentaries, these interviews. But please welcome to the show BKFC Ice Wars president, Mr. Ian the Hurricane Heinisch. Ian, what's up, brother?
What's up, guys? I'm glad we finally could coordinate our schedules and get this interview done. A lot of exciting stuff to talk about today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man.
Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, we appreciate your time, man. I know how busy you are. Like, when we were down there, Riles, in Florida at the last event, it was amazing. First of all, you did an unbelievable job with Charlie at Nama. Obviously, we had Charlie on a couple weeks ago, and everyone involved from John Nasty Marasti. And I will not fight him for the nickname Nasty, just so everybody knows. So we've said that before to Smitty, to everyone. But it was just such a great event. I felt like the women kind of stole the show, Ian. All the fights were great. Don't get me wrong, but Christina Berry and Val Vicious Ruley. I mean, I watch a lot of fighting. I love combat sports, and you see the women. They're tough as heck. But I have to be honest, and we said this to Val. I didn't expect you to stand there with the balance and throw. Like, I mean, if you don't know those are women fighting, you think it's two men chucking the knucks. It was amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the girls, always when you're doing something new, obviously we've seen the success with many promotions, bringing the female fighters to light. We didn't waste any time like the UFC did. And we threw those girls on, and man, they both fought amazingly. And obviously Valerie, stole the show. But Christina Berry, flexing big goose egg on her face, and she's still ready to go. So everybody loved the fight, loved the display of heart. Unfortunately had to be stopped, but it was just a good showing for the girls fight. A lot of people, almost everybody mentioned them as one of their favorite fights. There's a lot of good fights that night.
Yeah.
And it's just finding the right talent, finding the people who have the right mindset that are built for this brand new sport. And it's fun because we're mixing in UFC veterans, BKFC fighters, MMA fighters, just pure hockey enforcers, and potentially soon some ex-NHL stars. So it's just been exciting to see all the people that are excited about this sport. A hockey fight usually lasts about 30 seconds. So you get 3 minutes of action if it goes the distance. And it was a special night, and we have a lot of momentum, and we want to carry that over to Q1 this year.
Nice. And how hard is it to find female fighters? I feel like now that you guys have really put this thing on the map, like you probably got a ton of applications for male fighters, but how hard is it to find? Well, first of all, like for the first couple of female fighters, and now moving on, is that going to be a challenge?
Not too bad, because now people know what we're about. We have people coming to us. Before, it was a little bit difficult because not only you have to find someone that can fight, who can throw hands, but they have to be able to skate unbelievably. Yeah. So, it's this very, unique skill. And, they have to have that hockey background and have, some sort of combat sports background, or just a hockey enforcer fighting on the ice a lot. But we found the perfect mix, and we're having a lot of applications reach out. Obviously men are a lot easier to find that do this, but we definitely have some more girls lined up for upcoming events.
That's great news. Not a shortage of fighters out there looking for an opportunity. And I think this is up and coming sport. Guys that might have never had a chance to ever do something like this now do. And I think now that you've kind of proven the model, what it is, people are going to be coming out of the woodworks for this, because it's exciting. It's unique. And
definitely.
I think the fight fans love this stuff. Hockey fight fans for sure. Obviously.
Definitely. And as this continues to grow, I mean, you're NHL, you've been in it, you've fought. What was your first reaction? You've seen the other stuff where it was with gloves and on synthetic ice, but what was the reaction that you had at the Florida fights? Because I love seeing you guys who are veterans of the sport, purists of hockey, fighting. I love to hear your guys' reaction.
Well, for me, it was an unreal experience, because I've been kind of following the evolution of the sport going back. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many years ago they did the first one in Prince George. Obviously, like almost archaic, the gloves, it wasn't very well thought out. To experiencing this in Florida, glass board, seeing through, like being right there, like the way it was set up was so perfect, and just. Being that close to the ice and being that close to a fight again, for me, it was just like, certainly brought back some memories, the blood, the swollen eyes. I was like PTSD, it's like, but also like, appreciating, because we went in their locker rooms before and met with the guys, the fighters, and, just could put myself in their boots almost, of like the mental prep, what's going on upstairs, where like we're all loosey goosey because I'm just hanging out, but like, what's going on through their minds, and like that energy that they're cultivating, and just the whole song and dance. Right. I mean, like I was a hockey fighter, like when I came onto the ice, it wasn't about, scoring goals. Like my energy, like I was cultivating was for this, right? It was exactly what it was for. I knew where I needed to direct it, and I could just see it, and like I felt it. It was a cool event, like really well done. The production, top to bottom. I mean, you and Bundy there doing the color play by play. I mean, it was as high end as it gets, and I think it's a perfect, I say a proof of concept here to now show the world. Really, I mean, it's not a North American thing. I mean, I think they're doing something similar in Russia and wherever else, but I mean, I could see this thing, creeping across the globe pretty quickly.
Yeah, definitely, and that's our goal, right? We have such a big audience to reach, and that's what makes this have that potential to just explode. We have the UFC crowd, we have the boxing crowd, the bare knuckle boxing crowd, MMA crowd. But then you have this whole other untapped hockey fans, which is even bigger than all of those sports combined. So it's really cool to see, you know, people like you've fought at the highest level in hockey, and like John Morasti and stuff, and they're really getting behind this, and they love what they see. And then you have someone crossing over from the UFC, and, you know, obviously he's going to continue to get harder and harder fights, get better at skating. So it's cool to see his evolution as well. So it's fun to be here because it feels like UFC 1 type style where everybody's coming in and testing themselves. And, you know, after that night, we had probably 100 applications come in. So we have a lot of guys excited to fight. We have things we want to get better at, even in production. We want to go to different big hockey cities and put on good shows there and build the fan base there. So, it's going to be a good beginning of the year, and we're working every day to get this all planned out.
And going back to your question to Riley about his feelings, it was funny because obviously, you know, I worked with the Flyers as the equipment manager I worked there for 26 years, and we played in that building all the time, 2 times a year usually. And Riles came down to my skate sharpener, and I think I was doing a couple pair of skates, and he's like, man, I almost got anxiety walking in here, like getting off the bus, like, you know, like, who am I fighting? Am I fighting Sean Thornton tonight? Like, you know, and right. I started laughing. And I said, well, buddy, you don't have to fight tonight, but he did throw the helmet on anyway, just for fun. But
I did. Yeah.
It was funny that you asked that, because I know Riles was like, man, he's like, gosh, it's just brought me back to like, I've got a game here tonight, and I'm going to be chucking knucks.
Yeah. I definitely had the feeling, man. It's that feeling, you know. It's like there's no other feeling quite like it. But yeah, no, it was a great experience, top to bottom. Again, seen some old faces. Like I played junior hockey with John Morasti. Like I go back to like 16 years old. This guy, I see this guy, you know, beating up like 6'5" guys back when he was 16 years old, and kept doing it. He got like 300 and some odd hockey fights, and just like, you know, just see him, you know, being a part of it, and, you know, being a steward of of his craft, I guess you could say. There's probably not a guy that's done it better than him, you know, top to bottom. So I like what you guys got going on. 2026, like, is this going to be like a once a month? Like, how you guys are you able to share kind of what the format looks like moving forward?
Yeah, so we're planning to have a fight once a month. Maybe there'll be like 1 month off, but we're gonna fill in some stuff. Maybe do some kind of a model similar to Contender Series, but call it Enforcer Series. Okay. To kind of find some of that young talent. There's a few more things we're going to announce soon, which I can't fully disclose yet, but, you know, we're definitely coming back to the Florida Panther Stadium Q1, and we're looking at Chicago Q1 as well. So awesome. Those are 2 venues that we're locking in, and we're going to have so many different fighters and just see, you know, and build these guys up, because we want to get more footage. It's not like MMA. You can't go to Sheerdog or Tapology and look at their record, watch videos on YouTube. Right. Like there's really little record stuff, stats. There is places to find it, but it's definitely a lot more challenging. So, you know, the sport's so young. We want to get these guys fights, let these guys show us who they are, and the cream's going to rise to the top. The best guys are going to rise. We've already have our eyes on some, you know, potential stars in the sport. And, you know, it's just exciting. And I get to relate to these fighters because, like you, Riley, like when I go in the back and see that energy before the walk, like it brings me back too. It's like anxiety and excitement. And so it's cool because I'm, you know, on the side I am of this sport now, but I can relate to these fighters because I've been there. So, you know, we're a fight promotion that is unique in the way where I know what these fighters need to make a living. I know what they value, and I know where they try to cut corners, and, you know, so they can give me that respect, and I can give them that respect. And we want to take care of our fighters. We want to build them. We want to have people who can just do this full time and make this their career, and they can grow in this, because we're going to grow fast. Like we have, look at Slap Wars. Slap Wars is $1 billion company already.
Yeah, think about that.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And why? Because their Instagram blows up, because the algorithm catches it, because it's literally boom, it's a short clip of somebody getting knocked out. But we can bring those viral clips too. The 3 posts that went on BKFC site that they posted, 3 knockouts, or sorry, 1 was a knockout, and then you had Valerie Rulli, and then you had the first fight knockout. We had almost 3 million views between those 3 posts. So, you know, the virality's there. You're going to see a lot more clips go viral, especially as we bring higher and higher level of fighters there. You're going to see new styles emerge. I'm so interested in like learning the different styles of hockey fighting. I was able to step on the ice with some of these fighters and just kind of feel that out, because it really is a whole set of techniques. Yeah, boxing's good, head movement's good, but the footwork's crazy because you're on skates, and there's just so many different tricks with the clinch work. And I like guys who fight on the outside too, who find big shots. So we're excited to bring like different stylistic matchups, and you're going to see this sport evolve, and you'll probably see it, you know, new techniques come out, right? Like, I mean, totally. Like if somebody's training for this full time for years and years and years, and more fights happening, it's going to be exciting in that way. And I think the hockey fans will really appreciate it. They'll get their excitement. We keep our fights fast paced. It's 3 1-minute rounds. The whole fight, I think, lasted around 2.5 hours, and we got so many compliments of that. Because if you go to the UFC, you're sitting there from 4 p.m. and the fights don't get over till 1 a.m. So most people don't even go until the main card starts. With us, you can watch the very first fight, which was an amazing knockout, all the way till the end. 10 fights, 2.5 hours. And the cool thing is, too, we have our hype man, and he has WWE experience. We want to do stuff for like fan experience. We want to make this just an all-around experience, high-paced, action-packed, something you can bring your wife and kid, and they're going to have a good time as well.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that the 2 best moves you guys made so far that I'm aware of is going on in real ice from synthetic, and obviously losing the pads. Because I mean, you talk about video clips going viral. I mean, you're going to see way more knockouts with the bare knuckle, clearly, right? I mean, it's like it's the best, right? Exactly.
Lots of blood.
Be careful, you might get scrubbed from Instagram from all that violence.
I'm back there. I'm in charge of the equipment for all the guys, and we had a situation where one of the guys decided, hey, I don't want a large jersey, I want a medium. And we had done the ordering and everything. Well, one of the guys took a jersey, it wasn't supposed to, which whatever, it is what it is. But I'm back there in the Florida Panthers room. I've got to wash. I'm washing a jersey, and I'm like standing there and I'm freaking out because I'm like, I didn't have this much anxiety on the NHL bench for all my life. And I'm like trying to get this jersey washed into the dryer so they don't put it on and be like, hey, it's wet, because it was every jersey had blood on it. And obviously that's going to happen in our sport now.
No doubt.
But one of the I don't want to say funny, but it was funny. But Mike Arcamone, his fight, I think he was second or third. I can't remember which fight he was. Little guy, the guy from New York, lives down in Florida. Tough son of a bitch. Got in there. Got to give him credit, man. Stood in there, just got pounded. And then he's in there getting some stitch work done. And him and his brother come over. Hey, thanks for everything, this and that. I'm like, all right, man. He's like, I got to go to the hospital. I guess they had to check his melon a little bit just to make sure he was okay. And about an hour later, I see a post. Can't wait for another taste. I'm like, man, what is wrong with you, bro?
He's ready.
But I mean, that's what you got to have, right? I mean, that's the mentality. I don't need to tell either one of you two that, but it just kind of, I chuckled and I sent him a text. I said, man, you're nuts. And he goes, yes, I am.
He's ready for it.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, he's one of the guys who just had no quit in him, right? We saw a couple guys, in my opinion, quit. I didn't like to see that. But, you know, I don't know what they're feeling out there, so I don't want to fully judge. But, man, some of these guys were just tough fighting. And, you know, Mike was at the after party a couple hours later just enjoying it. So these hockey fighters, man, they are a different breed too. They don't care about weight classes. Like, there's a lot of different differences that I see from compared to like UFC fighters. But at the end of the day, we're all fighting, right? And you have to be tough, a little crazy, and you have to be disciplined training, or else you just get pounded on in your cardio. That's one of the scariest things, right? Like if you're in a fight and you're getting beat up and you got minutes left in the fight and you're just completely gassed out and your opponent looks fresh. So, these guys are learning new ways of training this because, right, they're not practicing with a stick or a puck. They're literally practicing how to move around and punch people the most effectively they can to put them out. So you're even going to see the training evolving because it's
totally.
Right.
Oh, for sure. Where was this when I was playing? Like, this is like, I wouldn't even have to worry about the hockey piece.
Yeah.
I could have just like showed up for this, like fight camp, and just like get after it.
Well, you kind of did that in summer, Riggs, with
I did. You're right.
The Camden, New Jersey police officers that weighed about 300 pounds and no fat on them.
Driving hours outside of the city for your cannabis makes no sense when Camden Apothecary is just 5 minutes from Center City. It's right over the Ben Franklin Bridge, easy to get to, no crazy wait times, and they've got everything you'd expect from a solid dispensary. Top shelf product from the brands people actually want. You can walk in or order ahead online if you already know what you want. They keep the process simple, the shelves stocked, and the vibes chill. Locally owned, no corporate weirdness, just a real shop run by people who care about the product and the community. They're open 7 days a week, right off 676 at 1205 Haddon Avenue in Camden, New Jersey, with a huge parking lot. Hit up CamdenApothecary.com to check out the menu or place an order. Again, that's Camden Apothecary, real close, real solid.
Yeah, and I'm sure you know a bit about Riley and maybe his career, but he was a heavyweight fighter. I would say undersized because he weighed in about usually around 224, 225, which was heavy for his frame. You see him now; he's $140, maybe $180. $180. But he's fighting guys like Donald Brashear, LaRock, 265, 270.
I've seen some of his fights for sure.
And I used to get made fun of by the guys on the bench because him and I. We hit it off years ago when we met, and he's my best buddy, and he's out there fighting, and I'm on the bench, and I'm kind of like dodging the shots, and guys are like, "You're all right, man? Like, what are you doing?" I'm like,
"You're dodging them, I'm eating them,
and you're eating them."
Yeah.
I know, right? You're right, man. It's you guys, including yourself, just the warriors inside of you guys. I don't know how you do it. But it is amazing, and I agree with you. This is already, in my opinion, blowing up. I get messages like every day about this. This is unbelievable. Talking to Charlie almost every day, just keeping me in the loop of what you guys. I know how hard you're working. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so many little things like. Especially when I was fighting, I never thought of like all the little stuff that has to happen. We have an incredible team in place right now, and you just have to find that stride. Everybody has to stay in their lane. Everybody has to be effective at what they're good at. And it's just like even from the stuff you do, Derek, getting the inventory, putting out the stuff for these guys so they can come in, like those little details, having the cut man, having the doctor, having the commentators, having the announcers, having the production team, have everything together. Like we're really blessed to have the BKFC production team. It's definitely a good fit for us. We're going to tweak. We're going to keep tweaking some things to make it unique. So we're not just fully copying BKFC. We want to have our own style, our own flavor to the fights, and we want to have a little bit more fan experience. And because it's just like action packed. We want to make the fans have fun, see action, have fun, see action, and leave with a good feeling. Like they're like, I'm going to go back. And everybody we talked to in Florida, like a lot of people heard about it and they're like, why didn't I know about this? I want to go there. So, I think our attendance is going to easily double, if not triple the next fight. And we're just getting more and more exciting fighters signed at the higher levels. People are seeing what we're doing. They're seeing it's legit. They're seeing, we're doing good stuff, and they're hitting us up like, all right, let's go. So you're going to just see higher and higher level of fighters. We might even do some influencer fights. Those are always fun to throw in and just throw in the mix. It brings a massive crowd, which is always good for business, but also it's just kind of fun seeing people who train this and just see how far they can take it, man. And of course, so we want to put on the top level fights too, and get these enforcers and to fight each other. And I think some of these MMA guys who played hockey too have a good advantage too. Obviously not in the skating area, but they know how to really throw in the pocket and stuff like that. So it's just an evolving sport. It's fun to be a part of. And we're looking to get, around 10 to 12 shows next year, one a month. And we're probably coming to a city near you if you have a big hockey town. So it's going to be good. There's more stuff to announce, but I'm taking it one day at a time, little by little. And we'll continue. I mean, we're going to have a lot more chats throughout this, even this year and probably in a lot next year.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, how does a guy like yourself get into the BKFC Ice Wars? I mean, I know obviously you're a mixed martial artist, UFC fighter. I mean, I met you back in the day with the Scott Parker, obviously.
Big boy, yeah.
One of the toughest to play. But I mean, walk us through how you landed up being the president of Ice Wars.
Yeah, it was really just like kind of a God thing. I actually was reached out to by the Parkers to commentate for that show in Wyoming way back then before they did the merger with BKFC. Mm-hmm. And I came out there, did commentating. The production was terrible. We were in the back of a bar in Wyoming, but the fights were incredible. Like, I was like, these fights are special. This is really cool. Ryan Devine won the tournament.
I know Ryan well. Ryan.
He did the look away, boom, and knocked the guy out. And I was like, what was that? Like, in our fighting, you turn your head away, like
you're toast.
You're done.
Toast. But it was literally used as a technique because he was so long. He had those long arms. So, Charlie had some really bad health issues after that. He was kind of all over the place, and he went through heart surgery. And when I just was praying for him and just hoping best because it was a real serious, life-threatening surgery that he was having. And then he came back. He met up with Dave. We stayed in touch. He's like, I want to have you commentate. I kind of just started hearing him out on all the stuff. And I'm like, it's a good idea. BKFC is really big and they're the fastest growing combat sports right now. So this is massive, right? And as things went on, he realized, he's the deal guy. He's very good at venues and stuff like that, but he's not so good on camera. And he's just not something he didn't want to do. Right. And, he's like, hey, would you want to step in this role? And I kind of prayed on it. And, it just kind of worked out the right timing. Obviously, my career got cut short because of brain injuries. I was top 10 in the world and had to literally just stop fighting just to heal my brain. So, it was kind of a hard thing for me. I wasn't even able to train for a while, like really long time, just because of how bad it was. So, everything MMA just was taken away from me overnight, what it felt like. So, to be connected back to combat sports in a really big way is really cool. And to see the highest level of a promotion like the UFC, see all the things they did good, all the things that they could do better, and then implement that in this and, and create something that is good for the fighters, good for the fans, good for business. And it's just something so unique. I would never do this for any MMA promotion because it's just a dime a dozen. It's such a saturated industry. But something so unique like this, that's exciting, that's new, that is great timing. I was just like, all right, I'm in. Let's go for it.
For sure. I see what you see and why you chose it, because there's a real special uniqueness to this, and I think it checks all your boxes, as you mentioned. It feels maybe a void of some sort. Mm-hmm. Being attached to combat sports again, and as you said, in a very unique market that's growing, and you can get as creative as you want, right? Mm-hmm. It's never been done before, so you're in a really awesome position. We're excited to witness this thing grow and be a part of it. I know Nasty's the official equipment manager, so he's gonna continue to be on his toes and doing this whole thing
for sure.
Nasty, you want to say something there?
Well, no, I was just going to ask him if he had a few minutes, if he just kind of, we could sit here for about 4 hours, but your story leading up to what we're doing now is amazing. Talking about being a warrior and battling life. You just see, from a pretty young age you had it really tough. And the fact that you're here talking to us, standing here, strong, believing in God, everything, just where you are is amazing. I don't know if you have the time, if you just want to touch on kind of your upbringing and then, everything that kind of went on. I know you could do it for about 4 hours because it's just an amazing story. Like I said, when we introduced you, if you want to get into that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, so my whole life has been filled with ups and downs, highs and lows, constantly. And I'm grateful for all of it. And yeah, just going back to living in Colorado, born there, raised, and fell into drugs very young, come from a long line of addiction, started with getting prescribed Adderall at age 11, Xanax at 17. But it just filled my life with alcohol. I mean, I just went from everything, ecstasy, cocaine, whatever I could get, painkillers. But even through this, I was an amazing wrestler, right? I got into wrestling very late at age 11, but I was a 3-time state champ. I got expelled from high school. I was a national champ, few-time All-American, and, got a full-ride scholarship to college, blew that, just fully consumed by chasing a high and drinking and not able to settle down. And then went to Canada, lived over there, got kicked out of Canada, deported, keep a long story short, and then started selling pills because it was 2008. My parents just divorced and we were broke. And, about 8 months of this, set up in a Walmart parking lot, pistol to my temple, a couple thousand pills, and posted bail, got a passport issued to me. Somehow they gave it to me. I went to the post office. They just gave it to me. And, hopped on a Greyhound to Indiana, said goodbye to my family, hopped on a train to New York from Chicago, said goodbye to my family, and hopped on a flight from JFK to Amsterdam with like $2,000 in my pocket. Didn't know anyone. And that was a long journey. And it led me out of the country for 5 years, making my way to all different European countries, finally making my way to the Canary Islands, Spain. And there I found myself drinking from day to night, working at a club, terrible environment, to becoming homeless for a while, and then meeting these Colombians and moving in with them and start training MMA. It was always like this big, it was like put on my heart that I was going to be an MMA star or champ or something like that. But I couldn't ever get it together enough to train how you have to be training for that type of lifestyle because of the partying. And then
Right.
Started taking trips to Colombia, Venezuela, Aruba. We were swallowing kilos of coke, bringing it back. And, about 12 trips of this, get x-rayed in a Spanish hospital, and they find the drugs, and got a 3.5-year sentence, and fell in love with wrestling again. They had a wrestling program there called Lucha Canaria. It's like a gladiator style wrestling, teams with a gi on. And, I fell in love with the sport, found God, and got out, still fell into painkillers, tore my knee. I went 8-0 as a professional, 4-0 as an amateur. And I was at the fight where if you win this fight, you go into the UFC. If you lose, you're in the back of the line. 1.5 years before this, I had tore my LCL and got prescribed 40 Percocets. And I was instantly hooked, man, doing oxys, just completely chasing this high. I went into that fight I was supposed to win, lost. And at that moment, man, it was like, man, I'm born to be a drug addict. Like, I might as well just kill myself. Like, it was the lowest of the low. And at that moment, I said, God, take my life or I'm going to take it. And I felt this peace that I never felt ever. And I got baptized shortly after that. And from that moment, I was broke, living in my buddy's basement, didn't have a job, wasn't in the UFC, to 1 year later, breaking in the UFC, 4 knockout streak, broke into the top 10, met my wife, married my wife, bought a house, like the floodgates of blessings open. And then I'm climbing the ranks, and in training, I take a good shot. And this was probably like my 3rd serious concussion. I didn't think it was a big deal, but this one didn't heal for a year, man. And it brought me to a really dark place, like anxiety, like I've never had, light sensitivity, sound sensitivity, confusion, words slow to come out. Like there was voice was telling me like, you're being a pussy, you should train. And it was just like this voice just kept telling you, you're just a failure. And I was embarrassed, to be honest. I didn't want to explain to people over and over and over what was going on. And finally, I was driving to the gym and, I just started missing turns left and right. And I'm like looking around and I was like, am I in Colorado? Like, where am I? And I freaked out and called my wife, realized where I was at. And at that moment, I was like, I don't care about training. None of that stuff, UFC, none of that mattered at that moment. It was all about getting better. Called the UFC, told them to cut me so I can do peptides because I didn't want to be on USADA anymore. And, they panicked a little bit and they got me some help, the best they knew how to do. And, I found cryptocurrency. I had a meme coin pay for a $30,000 stem cell treatment.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa, this crypto is the real deal. So I went all in on crypto. I was able to work for 15 minutes on the computer, and then I would have to go lay down and close my eyes and take deep breaths for 15 minutes. And that was what I was able to do. So I just kept working, growing my following, learning about crypto, and was very successful, made a good life for myself. And then, I fell into this BKFC Ice War. So it's a beautiful thing to be connected back to combat sports, like I said. And I actually just signed with Talus Films, who's part of CAA, and they're actually building a teaser right now, and they're going to go shop Netflix and Paramount Plus.
What did I say, Riley?
Yeah.
I said to him,
You did.
I've watched. Obviously, I met you back in the summer when we were in Michigan doing the first one of the fights it was on synthetic.
Yep.
Riley, you weren't there, but I met you there. I didn't really get to talk to you too much, and I started just checking on you, see like people I didn't know, and I mean I've watched this one. I don't know if it's a documentary or an interview, but I've watched it twice, and it's funny. My son, who's 11, he's sitting in the back seat and I'm listening to it. And there's a story. You're in Rikers Island prison, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if people don't know, like just Google, and you talk about fighting for your life. I said to Riley, for Ian, like stepping into a cage, I'm sure there was anxiety and all that, but probably nothing compared to a day-to-day for however long you're there. And I thought it was just some of the stories you told about taking your bed sheets and wrapping them around you, then putting a shirt, just in case you get stabbed. Because there was one story I heard you tell about this guy. You were pissed off because you had to go to a hearing. They made you sit there. It was like 3 days of this, and then you came back. You just were pissed off the world. And guy, you said no one's using my phone. All right, let's fight. And you go to fight, and he pulls out a shank and all that. And I'm just like, my God, man. Like, and the fact, again, I hate to keep saying the same thing, that you're standing here with us today and talking, it's just a miracle, man. It really is.
Yeah, man, I feel blessed every day. Like sometimes I'm like, did that even happen to me? Like it feels like I'm like, life. I can't believe that. It's like a whole different life, man. And that's how I feel like now that I've given my life to the Lord too. I feel as a new person. So that old me is dead. And but man, it really gave me perspective, and I learned a lot of real stuff, and it gives me compassion too for people going through addiction in that, because I feel them, man. Like I didn't have that mentor to look up to. Like everybody around me was using and staying in that same life. So I try to be that for people, and yeah, it's just life experiences, right? Like I always said, if I made it real quick in the UFC, I probably would have fell real hard. Right. So now that I've been through the falling, I think that's basically done in my life, unless there's something out of my control. But I'm not going to be self-sabotaging my life anymore. And that's a good place to be, especially as you grow in something big. So totally. I'm grateful for what I went through, and I learned a lot.
Yeah, right. Obviously, Riley, and he's in that field of helping people heal, and he does amazing things for a lot of former players and just normal people as well, but it's just an amazing story. And the fact that you're also offering help to people is great. It truly is. It's a great story.
Yeah, true inspiration, man. And you keep kind of like just proving to yourself over and over and over again, rising above. And I'm proud of you, man. And it's like I just to hear people go through the hell, but how necessary it was to really understand the blessing of life. And you kind of alluded to all that, and found your way. So props to you, man. And we wish you the best in this new endeavor. We're gonna be around. Nasty's gonna be there, probably by your side always. I'll be around, and obviously we can do the pod. We'll be supporting you however we can. So we appreciate you just being so vulnerable and just sharing your heart. And you're a true inspiration. I don't think in the hockey world, I think you're going to be soon be recognized as a guy that's that's moving and shaking and doing some really good things and using the platform for good, right? I mean, it's what it's all about. So props to you, buddy.
Yeah, as you know, Riley, like guys who fought their whole life, a lot of them, I'd say 80-90% have these residual brain injuries, and they don't know what to do. So they don't have faith, they don't have good influences, and they just go to drugs, drinking, and a lot of them commit suicide. Like there's a massive group, and people haven't even seen the worst in the UFC. Like I know about some stuff of some fighters. So I hope the UFC will collaborate on this docuseries. I know it's going to be a little bit about Ice Wars, so that might conflict. But man, what a story for one of your fighters to really not fall off the deep end after the sport and make something. Right. So totally. I think it's positive PR for them, and I hope that they were open and willing to collaborate. And it's great what you do too, man, because I know you see a lot of enforcers, and I know of a couple that have taken their life because the brain injury stuff is no joke, especially after fighting and you don't know what to do. Because if you go to a regular doctor, they're just going to do a CT scan and say everything's good, we can't see anything, or and there's nothing really they can do except prescribe you painkillers or medication that you shouldn't be taking.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. That's why I'm happy to support yourself and BKF's Ice Wars as much as I can on that side of it too. I've told Charlie, like I want to support in any which way I can, and if it's like on the back end for guys struggling with some of the stuff you're talking about, whatever that is, if it's just a dark moment or if it's addiction or TBI, happy to be of service, for the guys, for the fighters, and whatever that looks like, if it ever is needed. So
for sure. Well, thank you guys, man. I appreciate it, Riley, man. Derek. Always great seeing you guys. We'll be doing this a lot more. I'm excited. You guys are the official podcast of BKFC Ice Wars. Really cool stuff. You guys are the perfect fit for this. Couldn't found anyone better. So let's just grow together, man. It's going to be a big year, 2026. All of us are going to 10x our life.